All right, for this KD build, we're going to go power forward, 6'11", and we're going to have a 6'11" wingspan. Also, we're going to drop the weight to 210. We want to be as light as possible so we can move around. All right, so for our physicals, we're going to go 77 vert, which gives us gold pogo stick. That's important. You need to jump, you need to defend the paint, you need to be able to rebound. Pogo stick, vert, you need it. Put it up there, 77. Strength, we're going to go 78. We can go higher, but it doesn't do anything to go 80. 78 is pretty good. It's pretty solid. You can move around. You can, play the paint. You're not weak. You got brick wall. You're able to make screens. Agility, you want to max that out. You want to max out our speed. This is going to help us play defense, contest, fight over screens. Even though we don't get pick dodger, all we're doing with this particular build, at least my play style, I like to beat the guard over the screen to push them out the way so my guard can get back in position. All you really need to do is play solid defense and anticipate where the guard is going or where the switch is going to happen, and these physicals will work out for you. All right, next for rebounding, we're going to go 75 O board and 80 defensive rebound, which gives us silver rebounds. I think that's really good. Strength doesn't really determine rebounds if you look at the description, but it does play a part, so having that 78 strength is good. But yeah, you want to be able to rebound, and your vert's pretty high, so you'll be able to get rebounds. So it all works together. Your physicals will determine everything else. On defense, we're going to go 82 interior because we get post lockdown on silver, and we get off-ball pest on silver. That's all you really need for this build because, it's not that strong, but we get the badges to support us in this situation. And we can't even go any higher because if we go 88, our strength isn't even high enough to get that badge. So we're still going to be stuck at silver. So to save attributes, we'll stay at 82. We'll go back 78, and we can just max +1 or max +2 if you want to get gold or Hall of Fame. For perimeter defense, we're going to go 71. Unfortunately, with a 6'11", you cannot move around like all the other builds, but it can still play defense. I always tell people that our immovable enforcer replaces on-ball menace. That's for taller builds because you have to be 6'10" or up to get the on-ball. 6'9" and below. Damn, I'm stuttering. 6'9" and below to get on-ball menace, and with these builds, you can't get that. So immovable enforcer is pretty good, and we can max +1 and max +2, up to you. This build is going to be good regardless of the. It may seem low, but bro, once you start playing and you start understanding the mechanics of the game and not focusing on how high something is or what this needs or whatever, you'll be a better player. So steel, we're gonna go with a 60. I don't reach personally. We can go 67 and get bronze steel altogether, but I don't reach, and this build's not meant to do too much reaching. So slide your feet, stay in front of your defenders, help on the screens. That's really what you need to do. You can't do everything. You're not a two-way. You're just going to be one of those builds that does its job to its fullest. And I think if you're not an on-ball steal type of guy, I think a 60 is good enough because, like I said, you still save on attributes. Now, block is your main bread and butter for your defense. You want to have high block. So we're going to go 88 block. We can max it out, but like I said, we don't want to waste attributes because we can't do anything after an 88. And then later, we're going to use cap breakers to level up our vert to an 80, which then gives us gold high fly and denier, and that's going to be your, that's going to be cheese because then you can max +2 this and have it on legend. So now you're chasing everything down and you're defending the paint and you're blocking. All right, for our playmaking, we're going to focus on speed with ball, which gives us 68, gives us lightning launcher on bronze. That is good enough for a 6'11". It may not seem like it is, but it is. Once you start playing the game, you start to realize. And you can always max +1 or max +2 to increase your speed when you're dribbling. Our ball handle, we're going to max out our ball handle because we get unpluckable, and then we get handles for days, and we get strong handle. Strong handle is going to be the badge that's going to help you really move around players, especially smaller ones. You can push them out the way. You can do a little nutmeg. That's going to help you out. So that's that 75 ball handles giving us that strong handle. On top of that, as the seasons go by, they're going to release animations, and you don't want to be restricted because you got a 70 ball handle or a 65 speed with ball. You know what I'm saying? You can just you can cap break those, but you don't want to waste cap breakers on things you can get right now. So 75 ball handle, 68 speed with ball is good. Then we're gonna go for passing. We're gonna go 76, so we can get silver passing, break starter, dimer, and visionary, versatile visionary. This is good enough. If you cannot throw a pass, don't throw it. Wait. There's a lot of it's about timing and mechanics. So a 76 is all you really need. All right. This is where your build thrives. This is where the KD concept comes from. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do here, we're going to go 90 midi. Go 90 midi. And we're going to go 89. We're going to go 89 3 ball. Now, if you look at what we have right now, we have Deadeye on silver, Set Shot Specialist on gold, Limitless on silver, Shifty on silver. All of these badges that you see right now can either be Legend or Hall of Fame based on how I'm playing with this current build. This is a shooting build. This is like the Kevin Durant shooting build. You know, with max plus 2s, I can actually make this Set Shot Specialist Legend. But once I turn into a 93, which I will with cap breakers, it becomes Hall of Fame. So I don't really get to waste a max plus 2. I can use a max plus 1, either through the crew, the specialization, or even through the season pass. That can be Legend. That right there separates you already. And you get Deadeye on gold. Shifty is on gold. Like, now these badges are going crazy. And y'all keep in mind, Post Fade Phenom is a badge that can really help you score in the post, like post fades. I'm gonna show you what you should do here to get that on Legend or Hall of Fame. For our close shot, I think it got bumped up. So yeah, let's go 90, give us 85 close shot, so you can score under the goal. Float game is an underrated badge. If you know how to use it, you'll be straight. Learning how to do floaters can really separate you from other people when you're learning how to finish. I think for our layup, let's do our layup last. Let's focus on our drive and dunk. Our drive and dunk, we're going to max that out to an 87, which gives us posterizer on silver. You also get contact dunks on 2, and you get majority of the good dunks to score. So the green window for this, it's not as high as an 89 or a 93, but it's good enough to get contact dunks, and it's good enough to dunk in traffic. We have that 77 vert, which helps also be able to help us dunk in traffic. And especially if you know how to dribble right here, and you know how to dunk, you'll be able, and you know how to shoot, it won't really matter. There's so much going on right now for a 6'11 build for you to do whatever you want to do. Oh, standing dunk, I had a 68. So we're gonna go 68 standing dunk. You can do max plus 2, max plus 1, or you can do cap breakers, whatever too. I don't really do too many standing dunks, but it's good to have for a 6'11. And then for our post control, we're gonna go 80 on our post control. We're gonna go 80 on post control. With 80 on post control, we now have post fade phenom on. Now it's on gold. So if we go back to our shooting, all of our shooting badges are now on gold, except for Shifty and Deadeye, because we're gonna add we're gonna add our cap breakers to then make these gold. So trust me, when we do these cap breakers and we do these max plus 1s and 2s, you're gonna see a difference, bro. You're really gonna see a difference. So this is the build. I think we have a little bit of attributes left. I think we put the rest on free throws. Yeah, the rest went on free throws, 79 free throw, which means if you get fouled in the rec, or if you're playing pro-am, you're not a liability. You will knock the free throws down every time. All right, so this is the build comparison. Andre Karolinko, Evan Mobley, and Anthony Davis. You have a shot erasing 3-level creator. Now, let's look at the strengths. Knocks down mid-range shots. It's a mid-range shooter, of course, because we have a high mid-range. Dangerous pick and pop option. Yes, coming off that screen with our shifty shooter and our high midi, high 3. Elite timing on blocks, which determines that chase down I was talking about. High block, high flying denier. Consistent threat above the rim, giving us that 87 drive and dunk. So we're able to dunk the ball and play in the paint. Weaknesses, struggles with vertical finishes. That will not be a thing once we put our vertical up to that 80 that we spoke about to get high flying denier on gold and we might be able to get more dunking animations. But this weakness is not a thing. Like, they don't really make no sense. So ignore the weaknesses. All right, so let me know if this build is an L or a W. I appreciate the feedback in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, go ahead and like the video as well, and share it with someone who may need some help making a build. So yeah, I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the support, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.